Uh, should a brand raise funds initially या फिर पहले bootstrap भी रहना चाहिए?
I think raising funds has become such a exciting thing these days, right? It's basically, it tells you that you've come of age, the brand has potential to grow. So it's a great validation, and it makes you feel like a hero amongst people who see the news or any article being published that you raise funds. But honestly, it's taking a huge responsibility. Uh, the concept of raising funds, the notion, gets you excited for a little bit, but ultimately, once you take money, reality kind of creeps up very fast, and then you realize that you really have to deliver. It's just not taking money, which is exciting and what's popular, but what you have to do with it is most important. And as a founder, you really have to do justice to the partner who's come in and invested in your business. I personally feel that you should only raise capital in one of the three circumstances. You should raise when you have a clear path to growth. Okay. So you know exactly what you need to do to grow, because money will not solve the problem. Knowing what you want to do with the money and where you want to invest and how you want to invest over time is what gives you clarity on growth. And money will help expedite that growth is when you should kind of raise money. Second, you want a small secondary exit where the founder really build the brand to be a very strong brand, right? And having a small secondary exit will give you some money in the pocket for some safety security. I think that kind of helps. And third, you should raise money is when you have everything sorted and you just have to pay for stocks and you can't raise debt. Because if you can raise debt, then it's easier to raise debt and kind of fund your stock. But if you can't raise debt, that's when you kind of raise an equity for stock. But if it's not impacting your business and you're getting FOMO for raising funds, I think you're better off not raising, because it's honestly not cool after the first initial honeymoon phase that you go through.
Yeah. Do you think it takes away your freedom?
I don't think it takes away your freedom, but if you're bootstrapped, then you know that you're answerable to yourself.
Yeah.
And probably your family. But that's about it, right? But when you take external capital, you're also committing to your investor that you will grow the business for them, right? And it becomes a treadmill of a type, right, where you consistently need to raise to kind of grow the business, and every new investor that comes in, your growth becomes reset. So if you've grown from 0 to say 500 crores revenue, if someone comes at 500 and you're not growing as fast, then the investor is not making money and there's a lot of pressure on you to deliver to them.
Yeah.
So it becomes really important that when you raise your first round and when you raise a round, you have complete clarity in your head what you're going to do with it, and it's really going to deliver what you're looking for. So, and you're really building something which will result in something substantial over time. So I think this clarity is really important. And if you don't need the money, please don't raise. That's all I can say. And I've told this to some of my founder friends who have not raised and asked me. Like I was talking to a beauty founder, like brothers who founded a beauty brand. And, they were so happy after discussing with me because they realized that we don't need the money. We have like a 10% EBITDA business in a very large top line. So what's the point of really raising? Because you don't need it and you build a beautiful business without external capital. So you have full control over your business.
Yeah. Have you raised any money?
Yeah. So we raised our money. We raised our first round 3 years in, and we raised it from Nika.
Okay.
And that's the only time we've raised. We've never needed to raise any funds after that. We raised about 50 odd crores back in 21. And we've built a fairly large business without raising more. And I don't think we're going to raise any more business for the business itself in the near future.
Okay. Other than the money, how did it help you?
I think psychologically it makes you much stronger, because for us, we were dealing with or competing with the likes of Hindustan Unilever and the L'Oreals of the world. So they were much larger. They had a much better skill set, larger teams, stronger teams, very strong legacy, and a very strong global brand. A bunch of brands from HUL is also very global. And, mentally we were feeling weak because we thought that, we have like such small capital. How will we build such a large brand?
Yeah.
They're going to invest a lot in marketing and have a superior product and kind of really impact our business. And that's why we went ahead and raised money. After we raised money and we started first 6 months was kind of rough because we started over investing of sorts because we thought it'll give us a big return, but unfortunately money does not solve a problem. The founder themselves really need to find the root cause and solve the problem. Money is only an enabler, and unless you have clarity, it will not do anything for you. So for us, first 6 months were rough, but we realized where we were going wrong. We solved that. And we use the money to scale the brand because we are much more confident in the decisions we are taking, right? Because just in case if some of our experiments didn't work out, we still had money in the bank to sail us through, right? So that's where it helped us as a brand and us as founders to be more sane building the business, and we could be very aggressive while building it.
Okay.